Hello there everyone, this is Aiyon Mark III and welcome back to Armoured to the Core, here in Avorion. The series where I try to reach the core of Avorion without any kind of shielding whatsoever, and with the minimum number of support ships possible. So, yes. That one. As you can see, the Osiris has been updated slightly since last time. It's been thickened out a bit. It's got some additional solar systems installed and some extra thrusters. But even so, the weight of the arm is bogging it down about as much as usual. So, you know, it's a big metal block, basically. A very nicely rounded metal block on the front. It's looking a bit like a trident of some sort. But a metal block nonetheless. Anyway, for today's video, I figured I would jump around a bit and explore and try to gather some more materials and things, just to continue to feed my growing expansion of the craft, and also try to look for some hints on a couple of the other artifacts I am currently missing. Since, as you know, I currently have the IV and the III variants, which came from a trade merchant and from that flippin' boss Swox, who I eventually tracked down last episode. Yeah, the main problem is that I've got the guide open beside me for that, which thanks to Hazardin, by the way, who linked me to that. But things like this, the III, kill Pirate Captain Swox, distance from the core 380 to 415. So that's that sounds big, right? A range of 35 blocks. But the thing is, you don't actually know where you are within that range because the game doesn't tell you. You've got to calculate it by yourself, as again Aiyon mentioned. Where is it? Here we go. Just in case you didn't know, your distance from the centre is the square root of, in brackets, x to the power of 2 plus y to the power of 2, where x and y are the horizontal and vertical coordinates of your sector. Yeah, stuff like that. I'd really prefer if there's some kind of indicator next to these things, like well, like, you know, it says here which coordinates I'm looking at around my mouse pointer. If there's a vote underneath that which said distance from the core, so many sectors, that would be a great addition to this game. It would make things a lot easier and a lot less frustrating, because you'd know if you were in the right range for a certain something to be spawning, and so you'd know if you were in the right place or not. As it is, you have to either do some mental calculus every time you want to work it out, or just think you're in the right area and pray. Not great. And don't worry, this might be the last time I complain about it. It might not. I'm not entirely sure. One way or the other, maybe, possibly. Anyway, I'm going to be looking for other artifacts in this case. I'm going to be looking for some leads on Project Exodus, since I'll be bouncing around, and I think I'm in the right distance from the core. And failing that, I'll probably go and get on with this this smuggling one. Let's just take that trade module out and install. Where is it? There it is. Right, here we go. 5 deep scan, 9 normal radar. I did some refining between videos, and now I've got an exotic radar upgrade, which isn't bad really. The main problem with exotics is, of course, power generation and stuff like that, but you know. But yeah, I'll be bouncing around hidden master sites and things like that, so it is time to just do that kind of thing. That means I need a short jump range, so I'll tear off this hyperdrive upgrade here. No, wait, which one? I know I installed a better hyperdrive upgrade at some point. Oh yeah, that's right. I came across this pair of quantum ones, so +7s, -24 cooldowns, -19 recharge. A really nice pair of modules there. Oh yeah, it's this one. Hyperspace cooldown +100%. By the way, that doesn't seem to do anything +100%. Because if I look here, cooldown is 47.7. Tear that off. Cooldown is still 47.7. So yeah, that doesn't seem to do anything right now. Oh wait, there is actually something I want to mention really quickly, and I want to make this crystal clear for you guys, because my last video did actually cause a bit of confusion on this matter. and that is artifacts. Early on in the video, about the 5-minute 20 mark, thank you for someone in the comments actually pointing that exact timestamp out to me, I mentioned that the legendary artifacts seem to not be working. I did mention later in the video to correct this, about what had actually happened, but it still seems that people missed that, so I'm going to mention it again here. The problem was I had taken off one of these between that video and sorry, my voice giving me that. Between that video and the video before, I'd taken off one of these, a +4 unarmed turret module. And since I'd taken that off, that means my ship was 4 turrets short of what it had fitted. And that's why when I installed the artifacts in that video, it was only giving me +1 to my loadout. Because it was giving me the 4 that I was already using and then 1 on top of that. So that's why that was happening. The artifacts have not been nerfed. It was entirely my fault. I apologise for giving people the wrong impression, but that is exactly what happened. And I've just realised I spent the best part of 10 minutes just babbling about stuff. So, yeah. It's about time I stopped doing the random talky stuff and started doing it. Oh, hello. This looks familiar. Okay, weapon group 2, switch to automatic fire, engage. Right. Well, this is perfect and ironic because it was mentioned in the previous video that I had not done this properly. I still... Oh, they're already my enemies, so I'm already firing at them, even if they're not firing back. Sure. Right, it was mentioned last time I didn't actually... Let's turn those off for a moment. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can kill these guys. It was mentioned that I didn't hail them, but the fact is I did. If I target the little guys and press F like... Yeah, it's not doing anything. So I was just hailing the wrong ones. There is a little bit of dialogue for this scene. It still needs way more, in my opinion. But if I hail one of the important ships, like the Saint, like Hello Saint. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is the text for this particular encounter of religious significance. So, what's going on? A hush, middle of ceremony. You'll have to wait, I am talking to you, yes. And then suddenly, oh look, they're attacking. So, yep, guns back on, start dealing with that. And that is all the dialogue it gives you, really. Not great. Still, it's more than I thought there was, so, you know. Again, my mistakes in the last video, I think I've covered them all. So it's just time to... Sorry. Jeez. My voice is just going bye-bye. This, and I don't know why. My throat hurts. I wonder if I'm coming down on something or not. I hope not. Anyway, yeah. This is just going to be a case of me going Dakar on all of these guys, because my armour is thick enough to withstand them, and my cannons are powerful enough to do the damage, so... there's not much more to say, really. I've interrupted these Saints very rudely. They decided to shoot me because, well, with very little provocation at all, to be quite honest. So they are kind of in the wrong. I was being kind of a expletive here, kind of, to them. Like, they wanted to be left alone and I just refused because I was talking to them. But with very little provocation, they started shooting at me, so they are actually in the wrong here because, you know, they're the ones that got all trigger happy so damn fast. Though in this particular case, I got trigger happy and shot them first because they were hostile, so my guns just started blasting away, so yeah. And with all that talking, I have ploughed through the entire encounter. All enemies are dead, lots of bullets, lots of floating wreckage, lots of modules, and a nice juicy big rock with 80,000 titanium in it for me to start munching on with my fighters and things. So, not too bad. But anyway, with all that done, I'm afraid that is actually... Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot I was redoing my fighters as well. What have I actually got now? Mining fighters, that's all mining fighters. Yeah, I forgot I was doing this. So yeah, I'm still talking, sorry. I've actually, between videos here, I went and got some new fighters. So I dumped all of my old ones because I was moving a bit closer to the core. And I've managed to purchase myself a whole load of fighters from an equipment dock I passed, which are Naonite in grade. Salvage Alpha. Yep. So yep, Naonite in grade. So I have upgraded my fighter complement. And it was slightly expensive. As you know, fighters are costly. So let's get these guys out into the black. Let's get Mining Alpha, Mining Beta, lock onto that guy, Salvage Alpha, lock onto this one, Salvage Beta, and look at this glorious little swarm of fighters just going all over the place to do my bidding. But yeah, I've got a battle site to clean up, so I'll stop boring you with all the talky talk here, and get back to you in a little bit later. Yes, feed my minions. Feed! Feed in my name! Let's activate Group 3, actually. Yeah. Actually, you know, I've had another little thought about fighters. And no, I'm not going to complain about the control mechanisms again, because that is a widely known issue after all. The fact is that you get all these little fighters and they vary a lot in their abilities. Like, I've got some fighters here which are pretty slow, and then I've got some which are just bouncing all over the place at high speed, among my mining fighters. It's about the same story with my salvage fighters as well. But my thought is this: what if a shipyard could actually build fighters to order? Or if there was a new factory type called a fighter factory, which could build these little guys in return for minerals and maybe some quantity of traded goods, kind of like a turret factory but for fighters instead. What if that was a thing? Then you could actually custom order these little guys and have some which are tailored to your requirements. Of course, it'd be more expensive than even the current fighters because, you know, you've got to get the parts, you've got to get the materials, you've got to pay for the manufacturing costs, just like how custom ordered weapons are generally more expensive than the plain old in-stock variety in maybe 60% of the time. I don't really know. The rare ones are a bit. But yeah, what if there was a way to actually custom order and custom build fighters? That might be a good addition to the game, I think, rather than having to rely on finding random fighters which may or may not suit your needs. So yep, another little thought brought to you by the great and crazy mind of Aiyon Mark III. Yes. And another little crazy thought for you from the great and crazy powerful mind of Aiyon Mark III, because apparently that is now how I describe myself in this video. What if the fighters had a kind of proximity mode in terms of their mining / salvaging efforts? Mostly for salvaging, by the way. The idea is this: as soon as their salvage target is destroyed and it's gone, the fighter targeting will check within a very short range around it, say 500 meters, and then they would automatically retarget the salvaging onto whatever was closest. So the nearest piece of salvage would get targeted by the salvage fighters instead, and they would continue their work. That would probably deal very effectively, I think, with one of the main issues of, oh hello pirates, activating defensive emplacements. Yes. I think I need to recall my salvage forces because I've pretty much salvaged out right now and they are very vulnerable. Oh wait, no, there's actually something over there. Go grab that, please. You can go grab that one, actually. Yeah. That gets them out of the way, and I need to go and deal with this. But yeah, the idea is as soon as the salvage target disappears, the fighters check and see if there's something nearby which can be salvaged, and then they'll automatically go and salvage it. So, yeah. Stuff like that. And I'm going to tell my salvage fighters to go attack that rock. Just get them out of the way. They won't do a thing to the rock, but they can go and attack it. So, off they go. Sure. Why not? Ooh, that was kind of juicy. Okay, yep, there we go. That is the thought. Automatic retargeting within range. That was another great and mighty thought from the crazy mind of Aiyon Mark III. Thank you for your patronage. Or something to that effect. I don't know, okay? I'm just messing around at this point. Yep, always the way. Whenever you're busy just minding your own business, the aliens poke their noses in. So I'm going to have to fight them and protect all my fighters because they are all out and about right now. So, yep, let combat be joined. I also need to move so that they don't shoot in the direction of my drones by accident. Oh great, I'm taking cannon fire. Hooray! Have at ye, alien swine! Also, as you can see, my ship now has a nose. Just thought I'd point that out. Oh dear, they are melting. They are melting before my guns and my armour plating. It's kind of good to see, really. Just as well, my fighters are coming back. Why are you guys coming back? I'm guessing because you've mined something or other. Go mine that thing for me, please. Yep, go mining. And go mining. Give me get lots of titanium. Because armor plating like this is really expensive to build. Also, the aliens are all dead now. I like how powerful this ship is at the moment. It's a lot of work to build it this far, but it feels like it's worth it, you know? Solid armor plates, enemy shots just explode against it, and my health bar didn't drop in the slightest there. So that was fun. Also, I need to do some salvage work now, it seems. Right. Of course, with the extra armor plating, the ship is slower than ever. So, yeah, that is one of the problems. Well, I'm pretty sure I found another bug. What I've done is I seem to have overclocked my hyperdrive. In itself, not exactly a bad thing, I will admit. But right now, my hyperdrive takes 0 time to recharge. Yeah, 0 second cooldown. And because it charges the moment I come out of hyperspace, it's not taking any power to do the recharge either. So the only delay on how quickly I can move around is basically how quickly I can calculate the jump. Don't get me wrong, this is very good. I can charge around the place as much as I like, but I get the feeling that it's not quite what the developer had intended. So, okay, here's my feeling about it. I don't think this is intended because the developers have been very careful about the hyperspace and how long it takes. That the ship gets bigger, it takes longer to jump, and all that kind of stuff. So that's been a thing. And I think the way it's happening is because of how the hyperspace cooldown modifiers stack. Because the percentages are strictly additive in nature. So if I take a second to show you in here, the way it works is that's 17% there, that's 14% there, so that's 31% off the hyperspace cooldown between those two modules. Because it adds 17 plus 14 together, and then that's how much it takes off. But I've now got enough modules installed that it's doing over minus 100% cooldown, and that seems to have broken it. So, on the one hand, this is an exploit. I am not happy to be using exploits. I don't like exploits. On the other, it is incredibly useful for jumping around the galaxy, which is something you have to do a lot of. So I am I am very torn on this matter. On the plus side though, hyperspace jump calculation is not connected as I mentioned, so that's not been affected by it, and that still acts as a limiting factor. But yeah, I think the hyperdrive mechanics is just one area of this early access game which needs further attention. At least that's how it looks to me. I just thought I'd mention all that. Hello, pirates. Okay, the search for raw materials continues. I've already got it lined up, so I can just go over this way. I don't mind that my guns are shooting because they've got things to do. Another pirate's dead. Nothing massively valuable spotted, so jump away. Boom. And it's a wormhole. Oh, where does that go? Oh my. Where does this thing go? Where does it go? It goes all the way down there. Interesting, but I don't really want to go over that way, to be quite honest. Not really. I should probably just explore it just for the heck of it, and then I'll come straight back through. Yep. A whole load of nothing. Turning around. Very, very slowly. As a side note, I could probably do with some more engines. My acceleration has been getting worse and worse as I stack more armour on, and I've not added any extra engines apart from that original quartet on the back. So, something else to do. Hello. What are you? Oh, a random salesman. Nice to meet you. I just wanted to mention something which is it's a very strange thought I've just had, and so I want to mention it. And that is the fact that I actually feel like a lot of the materials are not really valuable in Avorion. I go local integrity fields. That was an integrity field, wasn't it? Yes, that is an integrity field. Okay, right. For a moment there I thought I'd installed a shield. No, that's an integrity field. Anyway, I feel like a lot of the materials in Avorion are not really useful to me. I know there's a weird things to say, and it's a bit strange, but like, I'm mining this massive asteroid of Naonites. It's like, oh hey, I can build some of my core systems out of this stuff, like I've just built that integrity field over there. So, hooray for that, I guess, but, well, you guys can hear the lack of enthusiasm in my voice, can't you? Yeah, that's the thing. I can put it to use, but I'm not that enthusiastic about having Naonite, because, quite frankly, I would rather have titanium. Or, ideally, trinium. Naonite, I just don't really care about it, if that makes any sense at all. And I've been thinking about it a bit, and the issue I've got with it is this. I don't care much about Naonite because it's like, oh, I can use this as a stopgap until I get the better stuff. But I'm not going to build my armour out of it because I want to build my armour out of titanium. Or trinium, if I advance a little bit and get to that. But Naonite I don't care about. Zaunian, sure, I build my core systems out of it, but I don't particularly care about that either. Avorion and Organites, same deal really, but because I want sheer hit points, I'm going to be building my armour out of the heaviest material I can get my hands on. But for the most part, I care about titanium and trinium in this game. Those are the two materials I want above all others, and that is actually a problem. Because that's the way I feel about it, and that is counterproductive to how the game goes. And I think that is entirely down to the weight balance of the different materials. Like, Titanium is really good weight for what it gives. Trinium is even better weight, but the others, they give more raw stats, but they are heavier. Like, iron is pretty heavy, and I think Orgonite is the heaviest material in the game, bar none. And they give that weight, and they just give some increased stats, but... if it's just a thought I suddenly had and I wanted to share, but it does feel like a major imbalance, because there's no benefits other than raw stats for using the better materials. Except for the weight and power to weight ratio, which Titanium and Trinium offer, both of which are early access materials compared to the later ones, and both of which I would rather have and I prize above all the other materials in the list. So, yeah. I just wanted to share that with you. Another great and powerful thought from the rat's nest of a headspace of Aiyon Mark III. Yes, because I've been doing that all episode. I guess that's one of the big problems with having a big ship, isn't it? You're always going to have fun when you're trying to maneuver through an asteroid field. Okay, let's sell this thing. 25, sure, take that. And tell my miners to grab some of that delicious, delicious titanium that's just sitting there. Sure, there's a Naonite asteroid there, but I don't really much care about it. And that's continuing to be my question right now. Why should I care about Naonite? And I don't have an answer. I truly don't have an answer. And that concerns me. That concerns me a great deal. Okay, now I need to get out of this asteroid field. This is going to be fun. Turn this way, I think. Insert obligatory picturesque scene of spaceship against background of asteroids. Just sitting in the piece of space before I jump on to the next sector and whatever it may hold. In truth, I'm just waiting for my fighters to come back so I can actually leave. And there's a little straggler just there. Come on, little guy. Come on. I wish to take off now. You are the last fighter by a considerable margin. Come on. And there we go, that's all of them. And jump. Well, here we go. I think this is probably going to be the last section of the video. I have actually followed the quest on the smuggler, so here I am down here. And as you can see, I've tweaked my drive a little further. My drive range is greatly increased, so I can cover the distance reasonably well. And the ship is still fully combat capable with its weapons and armor and stuff like that, so... I guess this is a good way to do it, because you don't have to spend equipment slots on lots of shield and power upgrades and things like that. But anyway. A friend who says he is hostile to me, so if my turrets are on automatic right now, they would be happy to shoot at him. But anyway. Hello! Some impressive stories about you. Maybe we can work together to stop Botan. Who is Botan? The smuggler operates in these sectors, or more accurately, lets others work for him. Yep, we came across him like 3 videos ago or something like that. He won't do anything himself, and if there is only the slightest hint of combat, he jumps away to safety. A few months back, he got his hand on some Zotan hyperspace tech. It was me who integrated it into his ship. Now he can jump 3 times as far as other ships, and 5 times as quick. And nobody can catch him. That's pretty good stuff, actually. But he made a big mistake when he threw me out. He doesn't know that I know a way to disable his precious hyperspace drive. Tell me more. What's in it for you? You'll get the revenge on man who betrayed you, and maybe we can extract the Zotan tech from his ship. modify it so I can put it into my ship. Okay, that's shut. And how do we stop him? Bonus a coward, he won't do anything himself. So yeah, basically what he's already told me. Alright, I'll help. Since he needs to stay here, organise the parts for a disruption ray. Send the list of parts to your ship, come back when you have them. I don't care how you get them, do what you must. Just get me those parts. So yeah, this poor smuggler is just sitting here doing nothing, but mission updates, enemy of my enemy. I need to find these pieces. I've got a shopping list. And I don't know any sectors nearby which might have them. I mean, I've only really explored the space up here. Quite a lot. And down here it's mostly hostile stuff, so I don't know. I just don't know. How far away are you guys? 16 kilometers, eh? Okay, sure. So yeah, I'm afraid that's going to be it for this episode. I'm just going to round it out with a tiny last piece of combat as I switch my weaponry to full automatic. And then I just fire my lasers, if you please. Well, the lasers didn't go off, but the enemy's got the point. They are shooting at me. So, I'm just going to round it out with a last bit of combat. And ooh, they've got shields! I'm in the area where the enemy has shields. How nice. Too bad for them, I don't use shields at all. Yeah, your shields are meaningless to me. Your plasma weapons don't mean anything. Are you guys having fun yet? Because I'm just sitting here in the middle of you just shooting you all to heck. Oh, those poor aliens. And, ooh, there's actually some rare over there. Let's get my salvage fighters out and see what that is. And I'll salvage you, of course. Off they go. Actually, there's something rare down there. No, wait, that's a colour scheme, I think. It's not got the swirls on it. But that's something unusual. And that is a Naonite salvaging turret. Sadly, it's not auto-firing. Otherwise, that might be a good one. But I do like me salvage turrets which can target by themselves. They are much more useful in general. But anyway, this has been Aiyon Mark III. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And you've seen the Wurge Osiris continuing to grow. It's actually got its armoured prow on the ship now, backed up by integrity fields, and pretty heavily armoured. It's built out of big blocks, so the nose of this craft can easily withstand ramming another craft at this point. And I've almost reached 1 million hull points. I'm on the very edge of that, and my ship is not even a third or a quarter done. So, yeah. There's still lots of places for this particular craft to go as it continues to expand. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. They're done, so I need to send them down here. Off you go, my pretties. Yeah. I'll see you all later.